Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this logo and asked how to trace it. CorelDraw does not trace text very good, but we're going to give it a shot. I've already reduced it in size, so it's only 1.5 inches tall. I'm going to go to Trace Bitmap, Outline Trace Clip Art. Traces it pretty good, at least the top part. I looked on the internet, and there is 10 different fonts they use for the bottom part. I mean, from the one that looks like his to, this one right here that doesn't look anything like, that's an embroidery. But if you see, so I think it'd be more important to have this perfect and not so much the text below, and you could quite possibly find that text. It's not terrible, but it could be straightened out quite a bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring our yellow box over, and you can see the white is still there. So we're going to select the object, go to Object or Group, and ungroup it. And the best thing to do in something like this that's so big and black, we're going to set our nudge factor on like 6 inches, and we're going to nudge the black out of the way. There is our, instead of nudging the white, well, yeah, I could have deleted the white, quite possibly. Let's back up here. That might have been easier in this case. So let's just take the white and delete it. I think there's just 2 whites, but then there's other whites in the other part, and just click on them and hit. I'm just hitting the delete key. There's a little part right there, and you could quite possibly clean up that font, but that really doesn't need any work. I mean, that is pretty nice. I don't see anything, maybe a little bit of sharpness there, but that's just part of the font. You could take your shape tool and actually round that off a little bit, get rid of that sharp point. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good, and it would engrave. So if you're going to, I don't know if he's engraving it or printing it, but we've got the black, and then all you have to do is let's smart fill the center parts with blue. Well, that doesn't look worth a flip. Let's go with a light blue, just so it'll kind of stand out. It'll look a lot better once I take the yellow box away. Now, you could work 15, 20 minutes to clean this up. It's just got some sharp edges here. My suggestion on something like that, you see it's all broken apart. Let me get rid of the yellow box. Let me nudge that up and and select all that and nudge that up. Now I'm going to select all this, and I'm going to left click, right click in red. I'm going to make it a hairline. Hairline to me shows off more of the imperfections. And maybe in my thought, I would let's do half the word, right click and turn them into a curve. And then quite possibly we can get rid of these flat spots. Let's just see if we delete that. That doesn't look too bad. We can't delete all of them, but we can delete those, delete these. And because we turned them into a curve, that didn't look terrible. You can play around with your handles, and do whatever you want to with it, kind of get rid of those flat spots. We've already done the C, here's the A. And by converting them to a curve first, it's going to kind of take over the shape of the letter. Let's delete these 2 nodes. That looks pretty good. Delete that one. The A or the D, don't really know what's going on there. Let's try deleting these 2. And then this was part of the other word, so I'm going to right click. Well, it's already a curve. So what we could do is just click on that and bring that down a little bit, bring this down a little bit. Just try to get rid of the sharpness. Maybe delete those 2 nodes. Personal preference. That looks pretty good. Let me try one more. Nope, too much. That's one thing nice about Corel. You can always back up. Now let's go ahead and take all this and fill it in black. take away the outline, and nudge this back. And if you're going to print that, I think that would work pretty good. If you're going to engrave that, I quite possibly would make the inside like a light gray. And this would be one of those cases, if you're going to engrave this, you could either not have it, you could not have any fill, and that would engrave and that would look like the wood grain. Anyway, I hope that gave him a few ideas, and thank you for watching.